What's going on YouTube? EarthP0w3R here with
Gorby.
And we have another narrated battle for you. So I guess we're going to be bringing you like a mix of these over the weeks. Live battles, narrated battles. Might throw a live, like, I guess a distracted live one as I like to call them now.
Yeah, where we just going raw.
Yeah, just throw one of those in every now and then. But I've enjoyed doing these, and I think I'd like to keep doing them for the longevity of the channel. So,
oh, indeed.
They're a lot of fun. I feel like they're a lot easier to listen to. So. And they're a lot of fun. I mean, just to go back and analyze plays. And we have myself and Gorby here. I mean, narrating and playing as well. And
Hooray!
Tell them what you run.
I am running the Nature Water Dark deck that you saw. I don't know if Christian's put it up. Has he put it up yet? I think he put it up.
He probably put it. If he recorded it with you, he put it up. Yeah. He always puts them up daily.
But like it's a Nature Water Dark aggro. I have changed it up a little bit. I've got it down to 40 cards here, and I'm playing 2 Razor Kinder Puppet. So it's a little different.
Gotcha. And I'm running Fire, Nature, Water. I believe I've got mine down to 42, if I'm not mistaken. Running basically like a mid-rangey kind of deck. I was running Neurons in here to begin with the deck, because I ran this deck very similarly 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I ran it with a Neuron engine and no Sabertooths, focusing the Nature section on the 3 Tendrils, the 3 Gigahorn, and then the 3 Reap and Sow. But I've since taken out Reap and Sow. I've put in a small Sabertooth lineup and taken out the Cyberlords completely. I'm pretty much running the same fire lineup: two regular TVR Tatsurions, 2 Tatsurian the Unchained, and 2 Boltail. And then the Nature section, I believe, is 3 Prickleback, 2 Razorhide, a Bronze Arm, and 2 Sabertooth.
Yeah.
With other, like, Return to the Soil, Root Trap, and 2 Gigahorn.
So right away, Carl puts down the Aqua Seneschal, it's important to analyze. Like, I just want to use this section to talk about why it's important to look at what your opponent's playing in mana. Carl put down the Seneschal, which telegraphs to me that he has other means of draw in his hand. Be it a logo scan or another Seneschal. If it is a Seneschal, he likely has another follow-up.
Right, because there's no reason... Seneschal being the best turn 3 play I could probably make going first. If I throw it down in mana early, it means I either have the logos, as I show there, or I've got another Seneschal, because there's just no reason to put it down in mana. I'd rather hold it and hope to draw into water mana to play it. So.
And the same thing kind of applies to other civilizations as well. If you see your opponent put a Bone Blades down, it tells you they're playing Darkness, and it tells you that they probably have another form of removal in their hand, be it like a Screeching or another Bone Blades.
Those very prominent turn 4 plays, like turn 3 and turn 4. If you see them go down early, it usually means they've got it. So.
Right.
So, and use that to your advantage. Use it to, like, I mean, I guess you could, like, maybe psych out the opponent, but there's really no reason to. But it's just a good way to read opponents. And I have a story about that, too, with Nathan tonight at League. Myself and Nathan made finals. Definitely go check that match out. It should be up on Poji Force's channel here within the days if it's not up already. But definitely go check him out over at the Kaijudo Hatter, Poji Force here on YouTube.
Whatever he's calling himself these days.
I've got the link on my channel, so definitely go check that out. But in the match versus Nathan, on turn 7, he throws a Bolt Tail down in mana, and he has another card in hand. And then he just plays Heal a Flame and swings in, which is what he did the previous turn. Him throwing down that Bolt Tail told me he had another one, so I played accordingly. Like, there was no reason with the extra card in his hand, because he had 3 in hand, the Heal a Flame, the Bolt Tail he threw down, and then Mystery card. But the Bolt Tail going down, there was going to be no other better play than a Bolt Tail next turn, so him throwing it down in mana just immediately told me he had another one, which he did, so...
And stuff has happened here as we've been talking.
Yes.
There's now a Flame Spike on board. I didn't have any play until turn 4. I ended up going Bronze Arm turn 4, and then Carl's turn 5, he returned it to the soil, and then my turn 6, I just go Prickleback Sabertooth.
Yes. Sabertooth being the most difficult card to deal with this deck. The only answer I have to it are Root Traps. And even then, Root Trapping Evolutions really isn't the greatest thing to do in the world. But
exactly,
with those 3 cards being my only answers in a 42-card deck, it becomes a problem. And I mean, I have Rusalka there, but I don't even consider that a half answer.
It's not a permanent solution.
Because I was pretty sure he was just going to redrop it, which I wouldn't have again had an answer to. But I guess he's.
But I see Carl's at 6 mana here, and I'm afraid if I just redrop it, I'm just gonna get root trapped because I was 99% sure that he just had it, and I wasn't ready to try to put it on board just to have it get eaten.
Yeah. The
So
double break
I wanted
wasn't
to
worth it.
Right. Because A, that just gives you advantage, and B, it puts me in a bad way because I no longer have a finisher to rely on.
And I'm pretty sure I wasn't holding the root trap there, so like using that to my advantage, just trying to keep that poker face, not telegraphing that I didn't have it, that I might have it, just kind of kept him off his toes.
Yeah.
But yeah, if Prickleback, not Prickleback, but Sabretooth is just the absolute, because they're really,
Flame
like
Spike.
I said, Flame Spike, what did I say?
Sabretooth.
Oh my god, but that one too. But like, Flame Spike is just unbelievably hard to deal with.
Oh yeah, it's one of those cards that you'd better have an answer for it.
Yeah, you have to have the immediate pit or root trap, otherwise.
Even when we streamed a couple weeks ago when I had come home, I played against Christian, and he was playing his Water Dark Nature against my Water Dark Nature. No, what was he playing? He was playing dragons. He had put together a dragon build
at his house.
At his house, yeah. And he had put together a dragon build, and he had no more root traps. I saw 1 in mana, I saw 2 in grave. It's like, you know what? Flame Spike's coming down.
And it's not leaving.
Exactly. So there was nothing he could do.
It's a very scary card in the format that we're in right now.
Absolutely.
If it can go down safely, it's just going to run train until they have those very minute answers. There just aren't a lot of them.
So I'm here currently trying to play around the root trap I thought Carl had in hand.
Yes.
Because, again, there was just no point in me giving him that free advantage if I thought it was just going to get eaten up by a root trap.
And I actually hit a memory there off your own windshield.
I believe I searched for bait for Medusa, if I'm not mistaken. Because I'm at 7 mana here.
Yep.
And I can just go to 8 and go Gloom Hollow Medusa.
Yep. That'd been pretty good.
Yeah.
And again, I know he has the Flame Spike, so me swinging with the Rusaka there was just kind of bait to pull his, I guess, Flame Spike back out. I don't know. Maybe I did have the root trap at this point. I'm pretty sure I didn't, like this whole game 1. But
yeah, and you might not have, but again, it's just that mind game,
Yeah, I was really hoping, because I had Bolt Tail in hand. I do believe I have Bolt Tail. So I figure if he Flame Spikes, I can just summon the Bolt Tail, wipe his shields out, and then hope to top the Heal Flame. Like, that's probably what I'm banking on at this point. I figure I win before you lose. I say that a lot in these narrations.
Yeah.
But, like,
it definitely applies in situations like this. Like, your opponent has a threat.
Yeah, that's what the Rusaka swing was for. I'm trying to bait you into summoning the Flame Spike, and it
I
works.
just go right into the Flame Spike.
So, I mean, I figured, like, he's got Flame Spike. Obviously, it's a threat. It's not really baiting, because that's still a really good play, but it's just like, I'd rather you not be doing other things. I'd rather you be doing what I want you to be doing.
I can't remember quite what I remember there, because I can't really see my hand.
I have no idea what that
I have like 4 cards in hand.
Yeah.
Because, I had Logos, and then he broke a shield. And...
Yep. That little pile of hand right there. You can see it.
But if I didn't search for anything Medusa related, I definitely should have.
Yeah.
Because that was definitely the correct play there, because I could have just wiped his field. And then if he had the Bolt Tail, he could have just killed my Medusa, and then I would have had Flame Spike for the revenge.
Yep.
So
what am I doing here?
You Bronze Arm.
Looks like a Logos to Bronze Arm.
For 2 more mana, and you summon a Prickleback.
Yay.
So I think you're just trying to amass creatures at this point.
Yeah, I'm just trying to set up as big a field as I can to hopefully just... Because I've got no other option but to go in right now. That Flame Spike's super huge threat. If I can keep it away from my shields for as long as possible, I'll be good.
And then you see I have to use the Tendril there to get rid of his Prickleback.
Yeah, which hurts.
Yeah, and now it puts him in a position where he'll only have 1 creature left at the end of his turn. Yep. So he'd better have the Bolt Tail if he hopes to lock this game up.
Yeah, that Tendril there hurts because, like Gorby was saying, I'm pretty sure you've got removal. Like, at that point, after the Tendril, I'm like, well, crap, I guess everything's dying this turn.
Yeah, when it gets to be that late in the game, like...
You amass answers.
Exactly. Especially when your hand is that size. Like, if you're top decking, it becomes a lot harder to deal with stuff, and, that's just the natural course of things. But when you have hand presence like I do in this particular situation...
Yep. I've almost given him just unnecessary advantage. I mean, the Flame Spike was already a thing, so that could I figured that could either be run and train on shields, or I could just hopefully just kind of get him before he gets me. It's just I'm in a bad spot overall.
Then I actually go for the puppet here to get rid of the Bolt Tail.
And there's Bolt Tail. So I'm just completely screwed.
And then I have a Gloom Hollow to deal with the swing from the Bronze Arm.
Yep.
Because I can eat the... well, he has the Unchained. So he's going to drop that and kill...
Is that an Unchained?
Yeah. It's an Unchained.
It's a regular Chatsar gun.
Oh, it is?
Yep. TVR Tetsurion. So
that's right.
I drop them all and hope to draw removal the next turn.
Because I have 3 attackers, 1 double breaker to his 3 shields.
Yep.
But again, me hitting a trigger here kind of puts the game away for Carl. A blast, excuse me. We're trying to work on that.
Yeah.
Use the proper Kaijudo terminology.
Indeed.
But me hitting a blast here just puts the game in Carl's hand.
Yeah.
If I decide to go.
And not only that, I mean, I can almost be sure that you have a pit at this point. And again, I'm still fearing the Medusa because I'm still not even positive what you memoried for. But
there's the pit.
But there's the pit. So.
And I go in for 2 here.
Yep, might as well swing for game at this point.
Yeah. Because the most you can do at this point. And there's the tendril to get rid of your Seneschal.
My Seneschal, yeah, which is annoying. What are you going to do? Pretty sure that's 1 card, and then I'm drawing to 1 more. Yeah. So 2 in hand.
And, double heal at this point, or even topping into a Bolt Tail would definitely suck.
Yeah, topping into Bolt Tail or even a heal.
Because I'm pretty sure I don't have any triggers down. If I remember the game correctly. Blasts. God. But I'm pretty sure I don't have any blasts down. Oh, God, he's tapping a bunch of mana. There's Ursalka to deal with that, and a Heat Seekers.
Yay.
And not enough mana for the Sabertooth.
Yep. Try to throw it on the...
And, nope, I have a pit.
Yep, and that blows.
Yeah.
So I know he's just summoning Flame Spike next turn, so that's game.
Yeah, so that's game 1 for me.
Flame Spikes.
I finished it with a Sabertooth. And I had the 2 other Flame Spikes in hand.
Flame Spike, just disastrous. It's so tough.
It's so good.
Because again, going back to, because you'll hear it in a later live narration that myself and Gorby do as well. We were talking about those early mana choices.
Right.
Like, something I do a lot with this deck is just throw the Root Trap down. Because what this deck is designed to do is just early aggression. You start with Seneschal, and then it's just a swing after swing after swing at that point. Usually. Like, very rarely do I have to play conservatively. And Root Trap is just a card that's not going to do me any good in those first 6 turns, so I generally don't hold it. Whereas in this sort of matchup here, it could be useful to hold sometimes, but it gets tough when you're, I guess, fought with mana choices to keep your train rolling, so to speak. To make sure you can play the Seneschal and the Ursalka or the Return to Soil or just whatever removal follows your early aggression. Root Trap's just a card that's just going to sit in your hand and not do anything, so it becomes almost the obvious mana choice, but wondering if that could find some way to remedy that. Logo Scan usually does the job, but still.
Alright, and he's got the first turn Prickleback here.
Yeah.
With a Root Trap in mana, so there we go. What an appropriate segue.
Right. I feel like first turn Brickleback isn't the worst thing. It's almost like a free shield, kind of to me, if I don't see... Depending on what the hand is. Like, if I don't have the turn 3 creature, I'll play my Brickleback turn 1. If I do have the turn 3, like the Logos or the...
Seneschal or the
Seneschal, I'll usually play Prickleback turn 2 to follow it up with a turn 4 Sabertooth after my turn 3.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something maybe I gotta get better with because it's kind of predictable. But yeah, if I play the turn 1 Prickleback, it usually means that I don't have a turn 3 play.
Right.
Or one that I see.
The turn 1 play anyway. Because you can always go turn 1 Prickleback, swing, turn 2, resummon, turn 3.
No, you can't turn 2 resummon.
That's right, you can't.
It's a turn 3. It's gonna be a turn 3 resummon.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. So that's usually why I pick that shield off there because I figure Sabertooth can come in for a double break. And if I've got Bolt Tail, like if I see Bolt Tail Sabertooth, that's usually the play I'm going to make.
Yeah.
So.
Because Sabertooth is something that forces you to deal with it almost as soon as it hits board.
Oh, yeah.
And being so cheap, and Evobait like Prickleback being so cheap, Rusalka's not a good answer for it. Nope. So you have to Return to Soil, you have to Bone Blades it, something.
Yep. And even if you deal with it, it goes straight to mana and you follow that up with Bolt Tail. You guys can see that in a match that I believe went up on Kevin's old channel. I really should try to get that match from him, but I played Spencer in a aggro mirror, Fire Nature Water mirror, and that's what I had to play around the first game I played him. He had Sabertooth, and I knew that if I killed it, it would just be a waste of turn for me because you've dropped Bolt Tail the next turn. Mm-hmm. So there was just an answer out of my hands. So I figured, let me set up field. He's only got this Sabertooth. I can let that just pick away stuff for the time being. and just try to like set up my field as big as possible so that like by turn like 5 or 6, I can have the removal for the Sabertooth, and then his only play being Bolt Tail wouldn't do him any good against a field of like 5 or 6 creatures.
And you'll see some stuff has happened here.
Oh yeah.
Carl Seneschaled, and I summoned a Fear Fang to try to deter him from swinging in. Because Fear Fang just revenges it for free.
Yep.
Which is why I've grown to like the card a little bit. But Carl has the Heat Seekers, so he gets the shield with Seneschal, gets the draw, and I have to Bone Blades it. So now fields are mostly neutral. He has a Razorhide on board.
Yeah. I'm really liking Fear Fang. It was a tough decision between running 2 Fear Fang or 2 Razorhide.
Mm-hmm.
And I wound up opting for the Razorhide just because I'm running such a small Beastkin section that I kind of wanted the ability of Razorhide. I feel like Gloom Hollows are very prominent in meta right now. So the 3000 power, I have Heat Seekers to deal with stuff to where I don't necessarily need the Fear Fang. And just the effect with Razorhide if I don't have the Sabertooth is useful. Like there,
and if they have the Gloom Hollow, Razorhide doesn't die.
Exactly.
So it's free mana.
Like I love Seneschal versus Gloom Hollow when I'm sitting behind the Seneschal.
Oh my god, I will swing forever.
Yeah, I mean, and it's great too because I noticed some people just let the shield go. It's like, oh, free advantage. No, I don't know if I really agree with that. Just because it's like, why would you let your opponent get free shields when shields are so valuable with how fast this meta is? Like I don't agree with just giving your opponent free shields. Sure, they're drawing off the Seneschal, but you're keeping shields.
Shields.
Yeah, if you're running the kind of deck that runs Gloom Hollow, you're probably running water, which means draw. So focusing behind a Gloom Hollow and just trying to set up for the time being is usually better.
So Carl
Puppet.
Yeah, I puppeted. I get rid of the TDR Tatsurion.
No, you get rid of Unchained, it looks like.
Did I?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I get rid of something.
Yeah, Unchained. Because,
some sort of Tatsurion.
Yeah. after the Razorhide swing, I went up to 6 mana, so that Unchained was coming down.
And then my Seneschal trades with his Razorhide.
Yep.
Carl's still sitting on a Seneschal on board. And now I have Gloom Hollow. And my back's kind of against the wall here because I don't have anything like Flame Spike to fall back on. I forget. Yeah, I forget what your hand is.
Yeah.
But it was some big fire creature. I'm like almost positive.
Yeah.
And I need to come up with something.
Oh, and here's the situation right
and
there.
then I end up blocking it because I'm in a bad way. And if he brings down a double breaker.
Yep. Shield's being very valuable. There's no reason with the size of his hand right now for him to just doesn't need it. Especially if you already have answers in hand. Why would you take the shield?
Exactly. There's no need to rely on chance when you have a sure thing waiting for you in hand.
Yeah. So. And protecting the potential blasts for when crap does hit the fan.
Exactly. If there's a pit down there, I don't want Seneschal to swing into a pit. Yeah. I want your Bolt Tail to swing into a pit.
Exactly. You can deal with the Seneschal pretty readily, as you do.
And then I actually pit the Seneschal from hand.
Yeah.
I just needed to get rid of it at that point.
Yeah, figuring if I can drop Bolt Tail or just some other big thing, because you saw my hand, so that's how you're playing right now. So yeah. I probably do have Tatsurion in hand, regular.
And he just barrages my field away.
Yeah, barrage.
So I'm just in all kinds of bad boys here. The Prickleback, I forget why I summoned the Prickleback, actually. I think I just really needed a body on board at that point.
Yeah, you're just trying to set up something.
Yeah.
Just amass some creatures real quick. And there's regular Tatsurion.
Yep. So that thing has a big target on me for right now.
Now I haven't
deal with me.
I'm pretty sure I'm holding a Root Trap right now because I haven't played mana, and I remember not playing the mana for a reason. Because I have Root Trap, I think a Tatsurion, and then Rusalka and a Return to the Soil. So I'm pretty sure that's how I'm trying to play this.
You just resummon it.
And I must have topped into a Bolt Tail because I don't see a reason there to play mana.
Yeah.
Unless
you're probably just holding the Root Trap in case I drop the Flame Spike at that point.
I think at the end of this game I wind up having all 3 Root Traps in hand, just waiting
there's
for you
one
to do something. I think you're about to shatter me.
I do believe, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I get shattered this game.
Do we go to game 3?
We do.
Yeah. Okay.
We do indeed.
It's amazing. This match only happened the night before we recorded the narration. I've already forgotten so much about it.
Well, we've been talking a lot too. I think if we were paying more attention, we could have.
Then I drop double Screeching here.
Yay.
I'm trying to set up the Medusa play.
Yep.
I'm only at 8 mana, and I need to hold the other answers I have in my hand because I don't want to put one of them in mana, knowing that it's a potential answer to a threat that he can drop.
Yep.
So I drop double Screeching, knowing that he can probably only deal with one of them.
Yep.
And he actually Rusalka's one back, and then drops a Refi.
Yay, Refi.
And Tetsarion's coming in for 2.
Yep, and I figure here, again, like, swinging there is just, well, if it's not obvious, I mean, but I have the untapped Rusalka, and Refi does a lot of work. I love just teching a couple Refi in the decks.
Oh, absolutely.
See, because that's only, I'm not there for it to kill anything. Like, I don't expect it to be able to kill that Rusalka, because that's just not how that's not its use. Exactly. But if he does have the Medusa, like, he has to choose my Tatsurion. He can't choose my Rusalka and then, like, swing into it with anything. So, like the blocker there just serves a really big purpose, and as far as, like, protecting what I got going on. And then
I actually Bone Blades away the Rusalka, and then
I have the other Barrage.
Barrage locks up the game.
Clear field.
So there we go.
Trying to bank on the Gloomhollow protecting him.
Yeah.
So
just a pretty good game.
Yeah.
And there's Tendril and Return to Soil.
Yeah. I think your back got put up against the wall towards the end.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my deck is I wouldn't say it's, like, dependent on Evos, but, it kind of is dependent on Evos.
Yeah. It relies on the Flame Spikes and the Medusas to do the majority of the heavy work.
Exactly. I mean, like, I have spells and I have cool creature effects to deal with things, but when I start putting those Evos on board, that's when I'm really trying to, like, switch momentum in my favor.
Okay.
And just not seeing that game kind of hurt.
Yeah.
But it happens.
Yeah, and I guess that's one of the differences between my deck. Because I don't rely on any evolutions. I've got the 2 Sabertooth, but they're there as more of a support type. If I can get to 6 or 7 mana and still be comfortably behind the 4 or 5 shields, like, the deck just shines, because I've got so many big things. Tatsurion's a threat, Unchained's a threat, Bolttail's a threat, just being able to Sabertooth off of anything, off of any bait at that point is a threat. I've got Root Traps. I've just got a lot of big power cards that I can play after turn 6, and if I can get there comfortably, then I'm usually in a good way. And that's mostly how League went today, too.
Yeah.
From what I realized.
But, in this Sabertooth Bolttail combo kind of deck, Sabertooth is definitely more of an icing on the cake type situation.
Oh, yeah.
Where if you have it turn 4, turn 5, that's just gravy.
Yeah.
Because that means that your opponent is going to have to deal with this, or just risk losing a bunch of shields.
Yep.
And
even if they do deal with it,
you have Bolttails and Unchains to follow up.
Exactly. It's just so deadly.
And it's unfair to call it like a win more card, because it's not.
It's not. It's like I said, it's very much a support type in this deck. He doesn't carry the majority of he doesn't carry the weight at all of the deck. The dragons do that.
Yeah.
But when he drops, like, he's just like, hey, you F with me, you're gonna have to F with them.
Yep. So. Well, here I am without another turn 3 play. I see a Heat Seeker's down from Carl, so that tells me that he probably has another
that's
one.
Barrage.
Is it Barrage?
Yep.
Oh, neat. Oh, and there I have the Bronze Arm.
Which scares the hell out of me.
Because I have dangerous turn 5 follow-ups. I have Flame Spike, I have Puppet. I had cut Dark Scared Orbital at this point. But when you see me do that on turn 4, 9 times out of 10, I have...
You're setting up for
Exactly. I'm setting up for like a Flame Strike or something, so he has to Heat Seekers it away.
Yeah, I have to deal with it. It's just, I can't be dealing with Flame Spike that early. If Flame Spike hits board, I don't have answers for it for another 3 turns.
Exactly.
Unless you hit the blast. So.
And I just summoned the Seneschal there.
Oh, like a puppet for a second.
No.
That's a Seneschal. Yeah, Seneschal I don't mind seeing so much. I figure... Because I'll even put my Seneschals in, like, after turn 5 or 6, like, I just stop playing Seneschals. I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's like,
Yeah, unless it's just like something.
Unless you just really need a body at that point.
But it's very rare. And there it is. There's Seneschal down in the mana.
Yep.
And I opt for the Razorhide, because Razorhide there will, on my next turn, get me to the potential for 8 following turn after that. So
7. You're at 5 mana right now.
If I play mana on that turn, though, I would be 8. So, but you deal with it. And Seneschal breaks stuff, which is a problem.
Yeah, so I Bone Blades it away. I don't want Carl ramping up. I don't have time for that.
No.
There's just...
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nope. I wanted to avoid it, but it was inevitable.
Yep. And here, let's see. This would be the perfect time for a
Heal
Tatsurion, but looks like Gila is my best play.
So, there you go.
Gila Flame is another one of the just hidden treasures of the deck.
And then I pub it.
Alright, let's see what I got.
You have Gila Flame, Bolt Tail.
Looks like...
And Rusalka and another Razorhide, I believe
No, that is a Sabertooth.
It's a Sabertooth. Okay.
Bolt Tail, Gila, Rusalka, and
Sabertooth. I get rid of the Bolt Tail. As soon as I did that, I was like, not the best decision.
I think it was a pretty good decision.
Because I remember thinking that I had something in my hand that could deal with Bolt Tail if you had swung with it, and Puppet was my best answer to Gila Flame at that point.
I guess, but Gila plinking away at shields right now wouldn't be that big of a problem.
I mean, I wasn't worried about it plinking away at shields. I was more worried about you holding it until the late game when I don't have any shields left.
Yeah, fair enough. And I topped the Gigahorn charge. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, I should be grabbing an Unchained here. I feel like that would be correct.
I actually think you opt for the... Nope, there it is.
There's the Unchained.
Now, that was the game today that we played where I thought you grabbed the Unchained and then you grabbed the TBR Tatsurion.
Yep. As I proceeded to get smashed by Blurple game 1.
And that's another thing. When your opponent searches with cards like Gigahorn, if you see a certain situation where a card that you know they have would be really beneficial, and they search for something else, they probably have the other card.
Yeah.
So that just means they're amassing threats and that you need to start trying to deal with them.
Yeah, multiple times today in League, I wound up Gigahorning for cards that I already had in hand. Like, I've already got an Unchained, but I've also got this Gigahorn on turn 6. Well, let's do that and grab another Unchained.
Yeah.
Why the hell not?
And then I just swiftly puppet it away.
Double puppet.
I actually think you top into the other one here.
I believe I do. Yep.
And there it is. And I'm in a bad way now. That really just kind of put the pressure on me to start trying to deal with stuff. Because I know he has the Gila Flame, and I know he has the Rusalka to get rid of my stuff. No, wait, you put it down in mana, didn't you?
Nope, I didn't put it.
That was a different Rusalka.
That was a different Rusalka. Pretty sure I still have the Rusalka, the Sabertooth, and one other card, I believe. Or it might just be the 2. I'm not positive.
The Gila Flame.
The Gila, you're right. So the 3. Those are the 3.
Yeah.
That's what I've got in hand. I know at one point, I'm pretty sure it's this game that I wind up amassing root traps.
And memory here, I'm trying to find something that will help me deal with these cards.
And if I'm not mistaken, you grab the Skull Shatter, which I was not predicting at all.
I wasn't playing Skull Shatter.
Yeah, you were.
No, I didn't play Skull Shatter in this deck.
That was the
Blurple
matchup.
game.
You'll see that later in the week, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we recorded that one. That was on stream, wasn't it?
Nope. No, that one was recorded.
Was it?
Yep. That was one of our live ones.
Yeah,
that was our live one. No, we didn't play a live one. I don't even know anymore. I don't know. I'm going to stop talking.
We did play a game where I Skull Shattered the shit out of Carl.
Yeah. I got Skull Shatter. All night I was getting Skull Shatter for like +3s and 4s and 5s, and it was awful.
And then there's that Gila I was afraid of.
Yay! Gila Flame.
So it's going in, it's picking at shields, and Gigahorn comes in.
I figure now, what's the worst he could do with 8 mana?
I could Medusa, but that still leaves you with 2 attackers.
Yeah, but it's better than 3 attackers.
Yeah, it's better than 4.
Right? Yeah, Medusa would be a good play here. It would force him to rely on a blast, but what are you going to do at that point? You kind of have to.
Which I think is what ends up happening anyway.
I hate those moments, but just how it has to be sometimes.
Yeah.
You gotta run the luck.
Run the gambit.
I think it's proper terminology, right? Run the gambit.
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind. I'll continue narrating.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll shut up, but no, we still got a minute and some odd left.
So. And I actually think I do have the Medusa play here, if I remember correctly. Yep,
yeah, there
it is. So I kill that, and then I swing into the Gigahorn. I have to rely on a blast, which I know I don't have because I've memoried.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one thing you guys should try to do when you search. And I've said this before. I'll say it again.
Yeah.
When you search, look through your deck really carefully. Don't just find what you want and grab it.
Not only look through your deck very carefully, but it's also important to know how many blasts you actually run before entering a tournament. Today at League, I was constantly Gigahorn charging, and I was trying to count cards, and then I realized I don't even know how many blasts I'm actually running. So, because apparently he hits a burst or hits a barrage, and I just have more. But yeah, so the Heal Flame takes it there, and that is that's the match. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Check out the social links.
For sure.
All that fun stuff. And we'll be back later in the week with some more of these. And some other live ones as well.
And I guess we will see you all next time.
Yeah. Hopefully see you then. Peach.
Oh, God. Oh, excuse me. Peach.